Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The recording of this video, like just editing and recording and everything, mainly the editing process was hard, very hard. It was so annoying, and there was so many issues copyright wise that it messed up the video. Mid video, I ended up cleaning up my files, and it ended up like making a lot of the media lost. I'm gonna show a screenshot here, and yeah, it just messed up everything. The video might not be HD quality, and there's nothing I can really do about that. I'm really sorry. I really wanted to give you guys this video in the best quality possible and explain myself in the most transparent way possible, but a lot of the scenes had to get edited, cut. This video won't be the best. It would be so much better if copyright wasn't the biggest issue here, but that was the biggest factor. I'm so sorry, and I will make sure next time that this will never happen. I will make sure that this will never happen. I'm sorry. All the media was lost. Everything got lost. It fucked up everything. But I'm going to do better next time. I promise.
Why do Trollhunters fans act as if the ending of the movie ruined the continuity? The fandom hates the ending for such dumb reasons, and I'm here to address it. If anything, the ending was the only fitting ending. You'll see really dumb Trollhunters fans get into a point where they're talking about how Toby isn't the one for the job, and pretty much they'll always reference that one episode in part 2, episode 11 in Trollhunters, where we see Jim pretty much go back in time and see what his life would be like if he wasn't the Troll Hunter, and if Draw was actually the Troll Hunter, and if pretty much Jim left all his responsibilities behind. It's a really bad thing to reference because not only was that an illusion that Merlin used to really show how Jim can't leave behind his duties, but also it's not the same thing. That was if Drawl was the Troll Hunter. Drawl and Toby aren't the same people, and not only that, these are like two completely different situations and things. It just really like gets me, and it's really annoying to see that, to especially see the fans reference that as if Jim can be the only Troll Hunter, which that's just not the case. And there's also another reason into why it's just a bad thing to reference that episode. Another reason why those things just like aren't comparable at all is that Jim literally went back in time, and he is going to still be friends with Toby and pretty much switch places with Toby while trying to stop all of his friends' deaths that happened in the movie. But in the actual episode, it was an illusion that Merlin used to show that Jim has to actually take care of his duties and not just wish that, oh, I wish I wasn't the Troll Hunter, because the whole world would have ended. Draw would have been a terrible Troll Hunter. It just makes no sense. And I think people are forgetting one of the main things here. Merlin knows everything. He knows this whole thing. He even states it.
Kidding.
I can glimpse the future. It's not a perfect gift, though.
You expected me to be older.
And taller.
Clearly, he foresaw our arrival here to rouse him from his slumber.
Why were you sleeping in the first place?
It was the cost of battle, my dear.
What battle?
The Battle of Killerhead.
From that alone, we see that Merlin knows the whole future, and he knows about the Troll Hunter. He knows about who he's going to pick. He picked it out the way he did because of that. The amulet chooses you. You don't choose the amulet. I don't think people understand that. And fans saying that it's a contradiction and it doesn't make sense, you just don't understand it. And Troll Hunter just gets hate on that movie, and they cry about it for no reason. And it genuinely just makes me like question, why don't people try and grasp an understanding of it? Seeing comment sections filled of people just hating on the show makes absolutely zero sense to me. And I really think it just comes down ultimately to Toby hate. People don't like Toby for some odd reason. Toby does a lot in the show, and Jim wouldn't have gotten where he got without Tobes. Tobes did so much, but people don't respect him so much that they just can't fathom that Merlin picked him as the Troll Hunter. And people don't know what this new timeline holds in store. This new timeline existing doesn't entirely erase what happened. It happened. We still are able to watch it. Like, people act like it just doesn't exist anymore on Netflix. I don't know. It really confuses me, and it just makes me laugh about it. And like, just thinking about it just makes my head hurt. Like, there's no way you hate Tobes in that show that much, dude. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. I'm gonna get my friend Donovan to shed some light on this. Me and him watched Trollhunters together, and I really just want to get a second opinion on this, because if I'm not articulating myself that well, I just want you guys to hear me super clearly. So yeah. Yo, Donovan, I just wanted to ask you some of your thoughts about the movie Rise of the Titans, the Trollhunters movie, pretty much how the fandom is like, I wouldn't even say mixed. It's usually like a lot of people that hate it, and there's a very, it's just like way more people that hate it. So pretty much just give me your thoughts on like your take on the reason they hate it, and just give me your thoughts on why, you think what you think.
So, following the movie with the Rise of the Titans, although I do feel it was a little bit rushed, I think the Rise of the Titans was a great movie, and I think the ending was even better. Now, obviously, I know the community will disagree with me, and I generally don't know why. Tobe's death truly was a heartbreaking moment, and not only that, it truly was a moment of pure despair, because Tobes was a great ally and a great character throughout the entire series of the show. He's helped Jim on multiple occasions, backed Jim up on multiple occasions when he was a troll hunter, when he wasn't a troll hunter, right? And not only that, Tobes, the weakest one in the group, obviously excluding Blinky, sacrificed himself. Not Claire, who can teleport in and out, not Arg, not the aliens, not pregnant Steve. No, it was Tobes who sacrificed himself, right? I genuinely believe that people only hate this type of ending is because Tobes is the one who's doing it. If Claire was the troll hunter, I don't think people would care that much. I think they see Tobes as a character comic-like relief, and he's only made there to be joked about and how he eats tacos, etc. Although Tobes does have a very high comic relief in the whole series, to downplay him is just incredibly stupid. We see Tobe save Jim on multiple occasions. And not only that, Jim has already been the troll hunter. You've already seen it. By this logic, you want him to reset the entire timeline universe to just doing the exact same thing you already saw while you were watching it on Netflix. What's the point of that? That's like me writing a great book and then writing the exact same thing in book number 2. It's foolish, So I don't know why people hate the ending. I think ending is done great. I'm glad Jim is passing down the torch. And, I think people are just so main character based, seeing Jim run around with his sword doing cool things. If you think Jim is just that selfish to not give anyone of his friends, especially Tobes, a shot, then you don't know Jim and you've been watching the show with your eyes closed. Simple as that.
Yeah, and I also wanted to ask you, what is your thoughts about people calling it a contradiction to make Toby the troll hunter, but the Unbecoming episode where we saw Jim Merlin put Jim under the illusion of him living a normal life, and then pretty much him not being the troll hunter and him leaving away his duties, and Draw being the troll hunter and the whole world going to chaos. Like, what do you think about people calling that a contradiction, saying that Jim has to be the troll hunter?
Well, there's 2 problems with this. Number 1, by this logic, you're saying that Draw is a good troll hunter, right? Now, let's get into Draw real quick, right? He's damn near hating Jim off the bat, right? He starts, like, literally, as soon as he was troll hunter, hating him off the bat, right? He wants
Conjugal and the amulet's rightful heir.
You're his son? He's his son? Yeah, I can see how this could be a problem.
When my father fell, the honor should have passed to me. Amulet chose. We'll see what Vendel has to say about this.
Feel free to venture. In the meanwhile, lots of troll hunter business to be done. Troll, wonderful to see you, as always.
that's cool. But as a troll hunter, he generally just sucks. It's you know what I mean? Although Droll was the previous troll hunter's son, his Merlin didn't give it to him for that exact reason, because he schedules a death trap against Jim, loses against that same season 1 Jim. To his people saying, "Oh, Drawl sucks. Drawl generally just sucks." Now, he's a cool character. He definitely get a redemption arc. He sucks. Unfortunately for Drawl, he is literally a bum, you know? And not only that, that illusion simply just showed that Jim needed to be a troll hunter in that specific type of way. Because not only the context of this episode was that Jim didn't really want to be troll hunter, he was doing a mental battle with himself. He wanted to be normal. He didn't want to fight trolls, fight Gunmar, fight Bular, etc. He was trying to just be normal, whatever. So he gave it to Droll, and then you see the chaos. Merlin was reminding him, like, look, man, although these are hard, it's a lot of responsibility, but you can do it. You have the power to do it. If you don't, you can see what happens. You're going to leave it to Droll, and look what's Droll doing. Bular and Gunmar are tag teaming the entire city, destroying it. Arcadia Bay destroyed. Droll's a ball.
Impure.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
You better be right, Trollhunter. There's no.
And it's just proof that Merlin knows what he's talking about. You know, Merlin's entire thing was the future. Merlin's entire thing was destiny. If this Tobe's thing was so bad, Tobe would have never found that amulet in the first place. It would never. We never found it, and then Jim would have found it, and then it would have done the same thing over again. Merlin sees this, and he understands, and he's letting it slide. There's a reason why Droll never got it. So, you know, it's yeah, that's really it. You know,
Yeah, and a lot of people like to say that what Jim actually traveled to was a, like, how can I explain this? A different, like, they'll say pretty much, like, we can't say what we're saying because it's a different dimension, only because, like, the times were different. Pretty much, like, if you go to the first episode of Trollhunters, where it all started, it'll say, I think the clock says 6 p.m., whereas to the clock in Rise of the Titans says 8 p.m., and pretty much there's, like, very small things that happen differently. And people are saying that this whole thing is, like, completely new. That's why we, like, them ending it off there is bad, because this whole thing is like a new dimension, a new timeline, completely, like, different and, like, just new. And they're saying making that the ending makes no sense because this is a completely alternate realm. What is your take on that?
well, I think that only just solidifies my statement more. If this is a whole new, brand new dimension timeline, Jigamo, then what are you so angry for? You expect Jim to be the savior of this new dimension timeline as well? Think about it. Think about it. Let's say season 1 through 3 through Rise of Titans all canon, right? Jim does all of this, Toby dies, right? But in Rise of Titans, apparently this is a whole new dimension because he woke up 6 hours. He's 6 hours later than he's supposed to, right? You want Jim to what? New game plus what he's already accomplished and done? It's malarkey. It's malarkey. So even if there's a whole brand new timeline, I don't know why you're still upset, because it won't destroy Jim's accomplishments at all. You're not going to be like, oh man, Toby just killed Bular, man. Jim used to do, you know what I mean? If it's a whole new timeline, this isn't going to destroy Jim's accomplishments. I think people are just in love with Jim, and I think that's the problem. You know, to give a side character little to no arc or little to no power is just ridiculous. You know, there's a lot of shows where at least the side characters shine, you know, and this is Toby's time to shine. Hell, Claire got possessed by Morgana and damn near started doing Morgana level things like feats and teleporting people rapidly and stuff like that. But no one ever talks about that because Claire is so cool.
Yeah.
So it's very I still think the Toby thing is just purely rooted off the character alone, and I think the reasons they're trying to do it is just mental gymnastics. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah, completely understandable. Thank you for your time, Donovan. So yeah, I just wanted to put some of those like thoughts to rest and just make a video to where people could understand where I was coming from more, and to where I could just cite people back to this video to where they can understand how I feel about the ending. I truly think that the ending was a 9 out of 10. The only issue I have with it was the fact that it was so rushed. The movie was rushed, and that's just like the case, but it was a flawed masterpiece to me. But yeah, you are entitled to your own opinion at the end of the day. You can disagree with me, you can agree with me, I don't care. But at the end of the day, we all have our opinions, and I'll listen to yours. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. And yeah, just leave your comments and thoughts down below, and I will get back to you immediately. Yeah.